All right, welcome back. It's live trading on 6/26. I'm a little bit late today, so yeah, just narrating what I normally would do. So, sorry, I can let that first 5-minute range show up. So that was where was the London high? Yeah, that was the London high. Traded into 615. Pushed away. I think this fair value gap, I would say, is relatively important. Yes, yes. Alright, everything looks good. So, London low, Asia low, previous day's high. Let's just go 4 hour real quick. I need to live in a place with just lightning fast internet. I'm getting so tired of. Okay, I won't complain. It's just a little slow sometimes. Alright, there's a fair value gap right under here. Yeah, so, I mean, just looking at this, I might be a little late, to be honest. Like, this might already be hitting, but we can look at the fair value gap in that once it hits. I'm not going to rush too much. This previous day's low. Bro. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay. So, like, looking at this, took out external range liquidity, previous daily high. I mean, it's already. Okay, there's no fair value gap. So, but yeah, like that would have been from that POI to down there. We'll see if it maybe trades up, sweeps liquidity, and pushes down again. But that would be the first trade idea down into here. We'll see about if it pops back out or something. And I'm rushing because I'm like, fuck, man, like it's already happening. Trade right into the fair value gap, push away. There's no fair value gap though, so it's not really displacing. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up, sweeps that high again. Right, before trading down lower into like that 4 hour fair value gap in London low area. So I'll calm down for now. Okay, that was crazy. I was like, sometimes it's like the wrong day to show up late. Sometimes I don't know. Okay, so it's a daily fair value gap. It's technically a breakaway gap if the day forms bullishly and doesn't, yeah. Doesn't move any lower. So, I don't know if it's going to do like a big bearish move like that. I think, if you take off B adjust, I realized this yesterday. If you take off B adjust, we did take out all-time high. I just keep it on. We haven't taken out all-time high. I think we're still going for it. So, breakaway gap might make sense as it just keeps expanding up, but we'll see. Daily though, yes, like potential bearish movement, 4 hour. Potential bearish movement into here. If we did get a long out of there, given this daily fair value gap down lower, we'll see how this progresses, but I would probably be a little more aggressive in the management of that trade up into there. But yeah, if we trading into here, ERL to here to IRL, daily ERL to IRL, all makes sense. Then the weekly also took out external liquidity. So a small bearish move to me would actually make sense today. And I am watching down here just because, this is a key level that makes sense to me. So I'm ready to drop down already. When I see this, I see, London high was taken out at 615, price consolidated, and then it pushed away with a fair value gap, closed down lower. So to me, with this accumulation, sweep and push, this is that, that is what would respond from that. So I don't know. Maybe there won't be an entry for that, but always can wait down for that fair value gap and then London low. Everything's set up. I gotta like slow down, you know what I'm saying? I'm so eager to just like hit a fucking fat bag. I'm so eager. Gotta like be aware of that. Just be aware of what price is doing and listen to it, not get so caught up. But yeah, so we're getting a response to that fair value gap for sure. It looks like probably, I mean, if it created a fair value gap, I have very low R to London low, potentially. We'll see. I would probably, I wouldn't even want to put stops here. It'd have to be low risk, just given the way that the setup is formed. Like, it would have to be a low risk if the stop was here, but tighter R. Yeah, it's just kind of flushing right in. Okay, well, we'll wait and see. Maybe reaction London low. I mean, you could say like the daily level is likely. I suppose you could. It's not quite how I trade this. It's really not at all how I trade this. If anything, I'd wait for London low. And then if the reaction to London low was such to where, you know, you got something like that, what's it doing? But where, you know, you got something like a failed flip down, then yes, to target those equal lows above that fair value gap. Yeah, I mean, I'd want my stop loss up in these levels. Like, there's no, I guess you could have stop loss here, but, you know, just looking at that, like, people are silver bulleting it. I mean, it's a 1R trade. Okay, 1.4R trade. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go for that one. Specify what this is. Okay. Yeah, London high. It was taken out at 6:15. Accumulated, pushed away. So yeah, I mean, I certainly see this as that barometer for that high. But it looks like we're gonna just, you know, to be honest, flush in to London low. If it traded up, like from this fair value gap, if it traded up and then pushed back, I would be interested still in that. I'd be very interested still in a short. You know, you just have to see what it does. Not looking for long unless London low is hit. Or I suppose if like levels up in here, we hold up here and then displace up, it could still be a fail flip of this level. I would be that would be fine. But overall, like, just want to see clarity in that. As long as we're still in this range like this and push it here, if we're like up in here, come to this liquidity sell off, I'd take that, scalp it down to London low. So just gonna see what it does. I don't sell up closes. It's just not what I do. While yes, you know, I could be like, oh, it just gave higher RR, so, you know, sell the up close, like sell the top of it, now you have your stop. It's just not something, I think it's kind of like I found it for myself to be a little bit of a bad habit in a way. I used to do it a lot. It's kind of like, I mean, in a way, it's like kind of putting a middle finger to the market in a way, because it's just like it's going up and you're selling it. Now, of course, like, you know, that'd be more of like a smart money way of doing it, but I just think I just like, you know, continuation. I think it's better to think about continuation instead of reversal. Who knows, maybe it'll pop down from that. Yeah, like for me, it's like if this changed the state of delivery, like that's where I'd be like, oh, I'd be more interested in selling that, right? Selling that change in state of delivery, but then stops be up here as low RR. So just waiting. When is 9:33? 9:30 was right here. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just would have sold the change in state delivery, but those people don't make money over time. I don't know, maybe they do. No, I mean, maybe. I just find for value gap for myself to be much more valuable. So, much more helpful. It keeps me from taking too many trades. Been pretty bearish so far. I didn't even check the red folder. I know it's 8:30 though. 8:30 red folder. Yeah. I feel like time's moving fast in the West. Already 9:44. Nothing really happened. I mean, we had this little opening move. It's kind of like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. There was that opening move. Curious if that went to 2R. If that went to 2R or not. I think it probably did. There. No. Oh my gosh, I need a mouse pad. A lot of people took that sell. If I was there, I would have my stop at this high. Or open. So I'm not longing that, just because we haven't traded into. The reason why I'm on the 1 minute is just because we traded into this, and I'm still gauging it based on this level to this level. That's that movement that I'm still gauging. I just want to remind myself of that. So it's like if we came up, held here, and then started pushing back this way, then I'd be more interested in a long. It's giving like a unicorn vibe, but it's fine. It's not like, oh, wow. That was crazy. Huh. Man. Maybe I should get in the shorts. That was pretty nuts. Whew. Wow. That was a pretty crazy. That was wicked, to be honest. Like, people just got so clapped. It's like, bye, 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 bye. Just gonna stay on the 15-minute for a second, just to kind of slow things down for myself. Because we did trade into this, but at this point, like, it would have to come up here for me to. It would have to be coming up here for me to take a trade. Otherwise, I'd be looking for London. So, London low and then evaluating that reaction. So I'm just gonna kind of chill things out. I have to make sure it's a little bit of a mistake, I would say, today. The way that I reacted to coming in being kind of late. It was like 1 minute late. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss the move because I saw it, like I saw the fair value gap, but it's like it ended up not creating the entry the way that I would have taken a sell down to London. Yet, still could potentially, but just gotta slow things down. So we were in this fair value gap. Okay, so it took London low. I'm definitely going down on 1 minute now just to check that, but just see we'll see how this reacts to London low. It just looks very bearish to me, like just the way the price is moving looks very, very bearish. But let's just see how it reacts to this low. If you look, like, this would be just a push away. There's no, the first move already kind of happened, so there's no external range liquidity for this potential IRL to ERL move. The daily, I would say, is still more inclined to push down. Just watch. A fail flip would be full risk for me of this level, and it would be down to this previous day's low. So let's just see, if we get a fair value gap, we trade it into this level, up close. If it engulfs fair value gap, I would sell the shit out of that, to be honest. If it buys up, I would buy it too, but the targeting for me is a little less clear, and I think it's just kind of the way that the move has happened. I think that it'd be lower probability when there's no external range liquidity to target. So we'll see if the fail flip, we'll see what goes on, but or it would take a longer time. I think it's just more rare to see we can take a look back in time, like this trade, or any time. Did you ever trade into internal range liquidity and then immediately trade back out without creating external range liquidity? I don't even know if I can find an example. This one's kind of an example, but yeah, it potentially. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Looks like it's gonna potentially squeeze these people, so we'll just see what it does. Selling's being rewarded. A lot of selling. We'll see if that. We want to see if fair value gap formed, and if it is, put my stop loss right above these candle bodies. You want to see that held. Okay. There's still fair value gap. We'll see if it holds lower. I want to see it close down under these levels in this candle, if it will. Let's measure it out just in case it does. Yeah, that fair value gap holds. Okay. I want to see it close. All right. Come on now. What are you doing? This is a full risk sell, so we'll see if it squeezes or not. It's probably I would have a have a little less risk. I would have a low risk left on the day. It's immediately not. Oh shoot. Now my computer froze. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Okay, computer froze. Well, this might be an immediate stop out. It's not looking too hot on this, to be honest. See if it'll curl back down, but I did sell the aggression, but that was kind of the point. So 22,385. We'll see if I get stopped out before I can even fucking put my 22,385, 25. All right, well, that was quick. God damn. Okay. Well, full risk loss. I mean, it literally took me out 2 minutes, but got about $90 of risk left on the day, so we'll see what goes on from here. Just get rid of that for a second so I can watch this. I mean, that is it's low risk. I'll give it a long as well. It'll just be a one. I can only give it 1 micro. So we'll see how that closes. As long as it closes above there. Spot that up. Alright. Stops below. See if we can have a little bit. The only thing that this will potentially do is, the only thing that would come from this really is a lower loss on the day. But stops can go right below, right where my fucking entry was. All it would be is a smaller loss on the day, or a bigger loss on the day, but it's still a minimal loss. It's already the biggest loss really that I ever will take. So I got on the day. It's about 10 grand. So we'll see if it is buying up. So we'll see if that'll hold, and if not, then that's going to be it for the day. Just 1 micro, very, very small positioning, but really just going to let that hit if it does. But yeah, that would do the job to get a little bit less. of a loss, but it's not like I'm gonna. I mean, I guess if it somehow God tier just fucking flush through here, maybe it would be a winning day, but it'd have to be like a 500. Well, it'd have to be particularly. It would have to be a 250 point move, 75 point move. So we'll see what it does. You know, just as it's trading up into these levels, I want to see that continue to squeeze. So I'm gonna put stops at the London low. Okay, it's hard to draw that out, but put stops at the London low. So just like below that candle body right here, or candle wick, I mean. I can't risk anymore. I mean, that was a full risk short that I took as a failed flip of London low. I mean, we traded in to London low, up close candle, engulfed it with a fair value gap. It was a small fair value gap, but it was a fair value gap nonetheless. And for me, it's not that that's necessarily mechanical, but I saw that as like, okay, we'll squeeze lower. But that aggression, somebody just came in and bought it for sure. So got stopped. Only have about $90 more risk. This was a 30-point stop. I could only put 1 micro on. And so that's just to stay within my max risk for the day of about $12,000. And that happens. So we'll see if this will just give nice movement. Once it gets closer up into here, I would potentially like trail through here if it does actually push further than that. But based on here, I don't want to see it come back to this low right here. I actually don't really want to see it come back to here. So put the stop loss down right at this breakaway gap. God, this sucks. That's not the full risk one, but that's okay. I can't partial at this trade. There's no partialing that I can do. So like the 2R region, 2R region, I mean, is basically like between here. It's between this high right here. Fucking hate that I'm so low risk on this because I took the first trade, but it's just the nature of the game, so you don't know if this is going to go or not. I would call this the 2R region. And, ideally if we just get a flush through it, so I'm going to move my stop loss already up to this low. Just right like that. I'm actually going to close that trade. So it went into the 2R region. Just grabbed a little bit more off that. It's such a small trade, but grabbed another $2,000, saved it for myself. The way it did that, there's no way for me to trail up to that region without without risking that profit. I mean, it's a small trade, but it's just the nature of it. I actually do have risk left on the day, interestingly, but I should stop on that trade, so I believe that I will. And I will. So that sucks. I mean, that was a full risk. It looks so good. No, I lost about $9,000, but that's okay. Just how the game operates. So this was the first trade. Stopped out and Two candles. I mean, yes, obviously, like there was a lot of selling going on down in that level. Actually, I did make a mistake. I don't, and I did absolutely make a mistake. I didn't even realize that it was the time of day was low risk. So that was a mistake. And I think, coming in, that's I should have taken that as a low risk sell. I didn't even realize that it was that time of day. And I think that just shows like just coming in rushing like from the beginning, I kind of fucked myself. So anyways, that's the lesson that I gotta learn from that, is to make sure I slow down when I'm coming in especially on a day when I'm late. So damn, that's actually really shitty. So what time was this trade? 9:56. This would have also been low risk too. It's all right, It's interesting. I feel like every day is low risk recently, which is interesting. But what is the trailing drawdown on this? 50s, 60s. It's about 1,500. So if I were to go to my next day, yeah, I mean, still have, I interestingly still have a pretty good amount of risk, but took about a full maximum loss day today. I mean, it's a little less, but because I took that small win back up. Fuck, I mean, I over risked on that too. I must have missed. How did I miscalculate that? Because 23 times 2 times 11. No, it's correct. It must have like stopped me out at the top of the wick. Yeah, it did. So that small amount was enough on that. Yeah. Hmm. Quick stream, but that's how it'll go. So I'm not gonna trade anymore. There's no, um, just end on this last, just taking this last, bit of profit on that. Let me see something. Yeah, I would have made about four, 3,000 to 4,000 bucks if I had just risked properly instead of lost 9K. I swear to God, like one decision, it's insane. Like in this, I think it's in any business, but especially in this business, like literally one decision. I'd made a mistake. I was just not, I didn't pay attention. Like I was like too stressed, like looking at this, I'm like, oh my God, like missed this, and like now I'm here, and yes, like this was a valid trade for sure, but what was not valid was the amount I risked, because it's a full risk, but it actually was the wrong time of day, and I have reasons for doing that. The reason that I do that is because this move already happened, so any move is lower probability in my opinion, right? And so that's why I account for that. It's kind of like the macros thing. But I didn't even pay attention to that. So I made that mistake. And so that was like an $11,000 loss. I made $2,000 back on this trade because I only had a little bit of risk left to do so with on the day. Now, you literally just change the number of micros I put on the first trade to be lower, and then I would have more to put on this next trade. I'd be up about 3,000 to 4,000 bucks. So that's like a difference of $12,000 in my P&L. I mean, really pisses me off, to be honest. But that is that is the nature of this. So just gotta make sure I'm on point. I'm gonna reflect a lot on how that happened. So gonna reflect a lot on that. Computer froze too. I should probably get a new computer. So yes, surprised we went right to the 2R region there. It was a really easy, push up there for sure, but all right, I'm just gonna end the stream now.